Name one man in your life who has no idea what you're actually dealing with financially right now.
Shit, I would say all of them. That knows or doesn't know. Doesn't know. Who doesn't know? Yeah, I mean, I'll say they're my real people in my life. Except, in my wife, we know. But outside of that, I don't really talk about. To your point, I don't talk to my finances with anybody. I don't really seek out coaching, or even just like on a peer level, just with friends. I don't really discuss it. It's almost like how growing up money was taboo. I damn near still treat it that way.
Yeah, so that's something that you've brought into your life and that you're still uh, carrying on that pattern. Let me say it that way. Why?
I don't know. I didn't. I never thought it was a different way. I don't gonna use that excuse, but I'm just trying to think. Like, I don't know, because I mean, recently, like I said, I've picked up debt, so I'm a little ashamed of that. But even before that, I just kind of just kept it up here. Just like, okay, I got it. I'm gonna figure it out. It's like a muscle that had never been even like exercised before. I never even thought to like use that muscle or like go to.
Yeah. And maybe I could have asked a different question. Maybe it was, is there a man in your life who has no idea what you're actually dealing with financially? Like if you were kind of like if you kind of navigating something, so you probably took it that way, but just interpret it that way. But so just kind of reframing that a little bit, um, probably doesn't change your answer. And what I just like, I wonder, do you think that there's a connection between how work and money is so wrapped up into our identities as men that we've allowed it to be? Um, because the other thing that what it makes me think about is if a friend, if you had a friend to talk about it. No, no, no. Before I go there, wait. But now I'm thinking about before I go there, what would it cost you to tell one friend the real number this week around your credit card debt that you got right now? Like me asking you that question, what what emotion come up for you where you're like, oh, I could do that, or I don't know, like for you when I just asked you that question, what emotions came up for you?
For me, the actual saying of the number it doesn't even hurt. It's what to me what the hesitation comes in is, but it doesn't help. I don't know. It's like that. You're trying to rationalize it. Like, why do it if it doesn't help? You're trying to find some way to make it. Like I'm not seeking out advice, so why even bring it up?
That's fair. My comeback to that is, but you got in credit card debt, and so if you had not every, you're not out just out here talking about, hey man, this is what I made, this is what I got, this is my credit card. It's not that. It's like, so we're speaking on individuals that you like. I trust them, and we talk about this together because I know you may have some insight. You might have some insight that I don't have, and I need some help. Hey, I messed up, and maybe it's a, I don't know, a mentor. I don't know, maybe a coach or something. So I'm saying friend, but it could be like a male figure coach or mentor in that space as well. So it's strange how we'll sometimes share things with strangers that we won't share with our friends. And so I do understand that sometimes having a safe space is important. Um, but why isn't it a safe space? Do you feel like you're gonna be judged?
I think it's partly the safe space, but I think it's partly just kind of like the muscle analogy. It's almost like you just think of it as just you almost just accept it as this is just something you do solo. Like the same way I
Mm.
brush my teeth solo. I just do this on my own. Like you don't even think about getting help. You don't even think about going to somebody with your resume versus, dude, those people that will look at it for you as a friend or paid people. Nah, but I'm sure you've seen trash resumes where you're like, you didn't go to nobody's help for this. You didn't even ask a friend to look at this and took 2 minutes. But it's like they not think about it that way. There's so much. Part of it is shame, but part of it is I don't. I'm just thinking like. to this specific question about money, like, and you got me thinking, like, because what does it mean to really trust? How can you trust? And I'm not talking about the way you trust strangers or trust your neighbors, but to your point, how do you build a wolf pack or trust? Have a trusted circle if y'all don't got to know everybody's bank account, but
Yeah.
how can I really trust them if I don't even know how you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Money is definitely personal. What they say, personal finance. So my last question on this topic: if a friend told you the truth about them struggling about their finances, would you actually know what to do with it? Now, going to what you're saying.
I would just listen. The old me would probably launch into, but bro, so what you want to do? Maybe we could do this, and that. So now, honestly, I would just listen. I would just be like, first of all, thanks for sharing that with me. Appreciate you sharing that. No, that wasn't easy. But since you shared it, where do you want to go with it from here? What caused you to share it? That's probably how I would go with it. Just
Yeah, that's wisdom right there. What I've learned is you getting the invitation. Sometimes being able to categorize the situation that's happening in buckets of, okay, are you sharing with me because you looking for some help, or are you just sharing it with me because you just need to talk to somebody to get it out your system? And so just kind of calibrating to understand that, because what you realize, sometimes people just venting. They're not even really looking for a solution. And we talk about money, but I've seen it in other areas, and to me, in my head, it's so simple, but it's not, because the person is when a person has their mind made up on something, and they're in that stream of thought right now, they're on a current, they're on, how when you listening to the radio, I don't really listen to the radio, but you'll get the analogy. Whenever you changing the channel, say like for me, we got to rent a car, so you trying to figure out, all right, what we gonna listen to moving. Most times people just connect to their phone and just put it on YouTube or iTunes, some whatever. But let's just stay with me. Twisting the knob, one channel, and that's a frequency, right? A frequency signal being sent. Well, the person is sometimes when the person is venting, they navigating something and they're on that frequency of the problem. The solution is a totally different frequency, another radio station. That's a whole different station, a frequency. And so sometimes what happens is, you've probably seen it, where someone is talking about something, and you're like, in your head, you're like, it's easy, just go get somebody to help, like, but it's not just that easy, because they're on the frequency of the problem, where they're just focusing on the problem. You're on the frequency of the solution, is because you don't have any emotional connection or nothing. It's not your situation, so you can objectively observe what's happening. And so you like, man, all right, all right, I appreciate you sharing with me. Yeah, because in my head, I'll start to like process, like, oh yeah, they are not interested in, and you might even test. Well, have you considered? Oh no, that ain't gonna work. And you like, I'm just tired, and you just like, oh, okay. You're not even looking for a solution, because that's, in order to even make it to the solution frequency, you have to want a solution versus fighting for your limitations. And so, but anyway, I just thought I would bounce that off of you, just to like, man, why we don't be, I mean, I ain't saying like pull up your phone and grab your bank account and be like, hey bro, look, I ain't saying that, but just more conversations about money. Money. Um, I don't know. Random.
That's that's
In the
real.
chat, drop in the chat. Why, man? Why as men we don't be keeping it real with our brothers, man? Like, hey, man, I'm struggling, man. It's rough right now. Um, Even if it's just getting some words of encouragement, the words of encouragement, and just you not isolating by yourself, navigating this. So tell one friend. I'm gonna challenge the chat in the comments. What's one friend that you could tell? And you don't have to be struggling. You could be like, hey man, I just wanted to, say, hey, even if you're just opening up the door, because maybe it might come on where you like, hey Ken, I want to talk about money, and you like, okay, like what you got? So it can be weird or something. I don't know, but if it's your boy, it's your boy, so you don't have to be weird about it. But just like, hey man, I want us to start talking about money more, man. Of maybe it's goals that we're working towards. Maybe it's I want a certain amount in my investment account, or I don't know, whatever it is. Just moving past the taboo of you don't talk about money. Like if you don't talk about money, how you gonna have money? So in the chat, what's one person that you're gonna reach out to, just comment if you like, man, I'm not doing that. I ain't telling people my business. Hey, I can't tell people all my business now. So hey, nah, I get it.